Big law firm versus small law firm. Which one is best for your legal matter? Hello, I'm attorney Roger Blissman. Today's quick video topic is whether your case is going to be better handled by a small firm or a bigger firm. There's a lot of TV advertisements you'll see saying we're the biggest, we're the best, we have all these resources. But are they really better? I can tell you this, years ago I was speaking to a insurance defense attorney, and he told me that a lot of these big firms, including one that's very prominent in Western Pennsylvania, that they'll go to an insurance company and they'll say, hey look, I have 20 of these cases here, or I have 50 of these cases with your company. They're soft tissue injury cases, and if you give us, say, an average of $20,000 a piece on each of these cases, we'll settle them. They would send letters out, which they probably still do, to these insurance companies saying, we have these cases, and would you accept as settlement that figure? And I asked the defense attorney, what did you do on that? He says, we ignored the letter. I says, okay. And he said a few weeks later, they got another letter saying, same thing, except they lowered their figure to $15,000. And then I said, what did you do? And he said, we didn't do anything. And then a few weeks later, he said they got a letter, another letter, same spiel saying we have the 50 cases with your company, soft tissue injury. Would you settle them for $10,000 a piece? And I said, what did you do then? And he says, well, in that case, we did accept the offer because we felt that if we litigated those, that we'd have to pay more money. The point I'm making is that when you get these big law firms, they're treating a case, especially a personal injury case, it's like it's on an assembly line. You're just one of many they have, and they're in different categories: soft tissue injury, hard, hard fractures, more serious. They're going to categorize those, and they're going to package them for the insurance companies. They're going to try to settle those on the best results for the least amount of work they have to do. It's to their best interest, not necessarily their clients. If you had a small firm that maybe had a few cases compared to the many that the big firm has, the small firm is going to squeeze the insurance company for the other side as hard as they can to wring every dime out of that case that they can. So in that instance, the example I gave where they settled the case for $10,000, you might have had, even though it was a soft tissue injury case, you might likely have had a small firm. They could have worked those numbers up to maybe back to the 15 or 20 or more, possibly, depending on the circumstances. The point is the client would benefit because they're going to get more money, they're going to get more attention paid to their individual case. And as for resources for investigation of, say, a personal injury claim or workers' comp, a small firm has the same access, or even better access, to resources, and I'll tell you how. Some of the bigger firms have their own investigators, and I'm not saying they're bad, but an independent, smaller firm, we can hire anybody that we like. If we're not happy with the services of, say, an investigator, we can hire another company, some of the top companies in the country. If we decide we're going to invest money in the case, and it is an investment, don't let these ads fool you. Every one of these cases is looked at, and I'm not saying we're not, they're looking at them from a business standpoint. It's analogous to myself. I use the analogy of wildcat oil drilling. We're going to look at a case, we're going to look at the particulars of the injury, we're going to look at the facts involved, and we're going to decide whether we're going to want to invest the money up front to pursue that case. And that's what all the big firms do. Everybody does that. make a decision how much money we're going to invest in this case. Is there going to be a payout in the end? Are we going to do our client a service? Are we going to also help ourselves as business people by investing in this case? And that's why they'll say, you know, no, they'll pay all the expenses. Well, if it's a very good case, certainly a firm would do that if it's a very good case and it's going to be worth pursuing. On the other hand, you could have a case that's not so great, and they don't want to bother with it, the bigger firms. They're too focused on these cases where they can get, you know, easy money, or if they invest a lot of money, that it's going to be a massive payout. Where if you have another case, you take it to a smaller firm, granted, we could likely say that, yeah, it's not going to be worth our time to pursue it. But on the other hand, if it's one that's kind of borderline, that maybe the majors would not want to mess with, we might give it the attention, and we could actually take a dead horse and we can make something of it. It all depends on what the facts are, the injuries involved, and it's on a case-by-case basis, obviously. And whether it's a big firm or a small firm, you're going to get a free consultation on the personal injury case, but the difference is who's going to pay more attention to that case? Who's going to really wring the money out of that case instead of, say, settling them massively in groups, where your case is one of many they have that they take to XYZ insurance company, and as opposed to, say, us, where we would take each case and we would work that case and get better results because we're going to pay more attention and we're going to hold out for more than, say, the major large firms would. Just kind of a little video here that I've done to give you an illustration of what the real differences are between a big firm and a small firm. I hope it was of interest and was informative to you, and I thank you for your time in watching this video. If you care to reach us at the Blissman Law Office, we can be reached at 412-823-1700, or you can contact us through our website at blissmanlaw.com. Thank you.